Tactics Talk with Guido. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate your support. For this episode, I'm going to have a 2-pack of aggressive Scorpion G play. The best premium tier 8 medium in the game. What? You're telling me it's a TD? Well, it's the best premium tier 8 TD in the game as well. You get a 2-for-1 when you buy the Scorpion G. I'm going to show you this replay pack here of 2 games because I like overpowered tanks just as much as you do. So let's see what happens here. TDs, what are most people going to do? If they have loaded into mines and they're in a TD, you can find them back here where this other Scorpion G is going. And his buddy, the T-28 prototype. Because that's what TDs do, right? They hang out in the back and they get in a bush. Not this TD, not the Scorpion G. Scorpion G doesn't have to do that. Scorpion G is better than that. Alright, so I will move up to the hill. I can see that there's a guard down there. I got a little bit of a late start on this. I didn't spawn in a bad spot. I just had some lag and couldn't get the tank going, so I'm trying to get up this hill as best I can. Oh, please don't hit me. That could suck, and I did not. Very good. So we lost a couple tanks getting up here, actually. But there's no artillery. No artillery. Artillery can be a huge problem for a Scorpion, especially in a spot like this where you're going to get lit quite a bit. So I don't have to worry about that, so I'll just hang out looking for shots of opportunity on these guys. Looks like we got a defender and another tank clogging up the middle, so I'm not too worried about getting pushed because one of the things the enemy team will try to do when you take the hill on mines is to push and retake the hill. There's a huge advantage for the north spawn of taking the hill. In fact, it's completely imbalanced, so our Wargaming really needs to address that. I'm going to come up over here, take a hit, but I put a blap on the 57, and there is a Tiger 2 who will spend a good portion of the rest of the game camping behind that building right there and hitting me. So I'm going to try to look for a shot on that guy. See if I can get up and over here and maybe sneak a little shot in on him. Oh, no, not enough depression. Came up a little too high. Can't quite get to him. There's not great depression on the Scorpion. It's not awful, but it's not great. Take another hit, unfortunately, and pummel him. But I really need to get rid of him if I'm going to be effective. T-50 is still shooting people. And the Tiger is feeling like he needs to move back because he started getting hit by the Foch B. There he is. He's behind that building. Let's see if I can sneak another shot in on this guy here. Yeah, there he is. Alrighty, another shot onto him there. I switched to gold because I'm dealing with his turret. I'd really love to take that guy out. Now he's trying to get away some more. Backing up, backing up. Maybe I can sneak one in before he gets behind the building. No. Not quite. So a lot of times the south spawn will try to jump on the cap and apply cap pressure because they can't take the hill. Their best bet often is to just get behind some buildings there and attempt to cap it out or kill the green tanks that try to push in on them. I really need to get rid of this Tiger too. This spot is not great. If there's artillery, I would have been splashed to death by now. And I'm just really waiting. I don't normally sit there and stare in one spot like that, but I really wanted to get rid of this guy so I could start working on the E75. But in reality, my fixation on this dude really didn't matter because it's just the E75 over there. All the rest of the hit points are on the other side of the map. So that was a mistake worrying about him too much, and down he goes. And now, the T-49 is the natural enemy of every Scorpion out there. I can't tell you how many times I've been absolutely nuked, penned by a T-49 in the soft Scorpion. So this is a little bit of turnabout is fair play. Off we go. Cushion my fall, thank you very much. And T-49 down. Now, we were winning by a country mile. That wasn't the most survivable, intelligent move, but it was a lot of fun. And I get super lucky right here. Oh, that's a T-30 driver that's cursing the world. I miss, but I keep trucking. I don't want to stop. I need to get up behind these rocks right here so that that T-30 doesn't nuke me. Now, I'm not in a great spot because this guard is up here. So if I go too far around the corner of this rock, the guard shoots me. If I go too far back, the T-30 snipes me. So I'm sort of stuck for the moment. But there are enough of my tanks and friends around that I know eventually the T-30 is going to get engaged or busy with somebody else. And I'm going to be able to come out here and do something like this. Sneak a shot, and oh my goodness, I missed again. I'll turn around now. Backing into a shot is not too bad. The good news is going forward's faster, but of course the backing part is slower, so you're exposing yourself on the front end or the back end of the move. Either way, you end up exposing yourself. Kind of depends on what you feel like doing. He actually tried to shoot me through a little V right there. Unfortunately, he missed me. So now I'm able to take an aimed shot and put another chunk of damage on him. And here's the Foch now coming in. This is kind of what I've been waiting for. Somebody to get him busy. He's going to end up dying to that guy. And I can't do anything else. There's the guard. He's up on top. Not too many tanks left. Moving around. There is still a Sturb sitting on our cap. He's trying to back up and take a shot. I sneak one in there. The gun is pretty good on this tank. It's pretty accurate, but it can be wonky. It kind of reminds me a lot of the AMX-30 gun. Sometimes those kind of snaps are just not even close. That one happened to nail him. Had a 110E3 in the corner of the RHM. I'm going to come around this way, look for some bush action, dive down. Oh, don't shoot me, 110E3. No need to go right into a shot. He was looking right at me and I was lit, so I'm just waiting until I go dark. The STG's over there someplace too. I'm just going to pop out there and see if I get lit, but I didn't, so fantastic. Behind the bush, far enough behind that it is not clear. So that's going to give the 110E3 a lot of trouble on seeing me. I'll just stop here. I've already fired my gold, so I'm going for that lower plate. That one actually, I believe, did go into him. I want to say it was at 50%. I believe he comes out of this at 30 or so. Yep, there he is. And another shot into him. Nope, that one bounced. Now, it is possible if you shoot somebody multiple times from one spot like that, at some point they may just take that... They may just take that blind shot in there, and I have been nuked that way. Especially at that range. It's pretty easy to tell where the guy is that's shooting you, and a good player will often just shoot in there. So if you sit there and say, oh, I'm not spotted, you may actually get spotted by his tarp, by his shell. Trying to get in here to get a good shot on this STG. Let me get a little bit more damage on this dude. Put one on there, and down he goes to our other Scorpion G, who has moved up. Good on him. So pretty handily won right there. The north spawn really has an advantage on this map, so as far as that goes, it's pretty cheesy. But an aggressive play in the Scorpion G is always in order. It's a fantastic tank. Can be used pretty much like a medium. I would say the one place where it falls down in the medium sense is obviously two things. I would say actually the turret obviously does not have any kind of capability of bouncing like a lot of mediums do. And it doesn't circle, and it doesn't like being circled. So as far as those maneuvering close-in fights, it's not great. But as far as mobility and punch goes, and the ability to get to the enemy and put the hurting on him, this thing has it in spades. Let's go to the next example. For the second example of our medium in TD clothing, the Scorpion G, German Tier 8 Premium Medium TD, TDM, we are here on Highway, everyone's favorite map. Actually, I quite enjoy this map. A lot of people hate it, but it doesn't bother me too much. At least there are two interesting and significantly viable ways to do this map, whereas in some other maps there's really only one. I'm going to head into the town instead of sitting back and sniping with the Scorpion G. A lot of TDs will sit back where the Ferdinand is. That requires the enemy team to push up into this northwest corner to give you shots when they try to come at you. Otherwise, you're just useless. Or you have to push up with the mediums and trust that your mediums will get far enough forward that you don't get lit up back here in this corner and absolutely schwacked. There are two artillery that I would really love to avoid. So I decided that it is the city for me, and I am going to take this big boomstick into the city and try to be as annoying as possible, which is more or less my game plan every game. Even if I can't be super effective, I will try to be annoying. Now this thing has the speed. You can see that I've pretty well outrun my team, but I have a good idea that most of them are going to get in there. I would expect the Miles, he's just slow. The IS is moving up. The thing about getting into the position where I am right here is you can really make their life miserable on this back line over here. looking down on the southern edge, this southern road down here on the K line. I'll show you what I mean as I move up in here. I know I'm going to be here first, unless they have a very fast scout or medium. More than likely, I get here first, and I can sit here and wait for somebody to come up this hill, and I thought I just might be able to get that shot into his turret when it was turned, but not so much. So now the E-75 has to think about me right here. Realize you can get splashed if the artillery is paying attention. There's not a whole lot of cover from these buildings, so if they lay it into my right or left, I will tend to take splash hits. He has to now think about me. What he wanted to do was get to that corner right there over to the left and side scrape and try to take on any of my guys that go to the corner over to my right. But now he's got to think about that, because if he does that, I'm going to pop out and take shots. So I'm going to let this develop. There's no reason to pop out there again. There's probably another tank there by this point. Turns out there is when we get to there. But I suspect somebody else came up behind him. So the last thing I want to do is come out and get hit by 2 tanks, and I'll be down to a 1-shot. So I've pulled out right here. I've zoomed out just enough that I can see through this open space here right in the middle, and right to my right, the road, in case they move up there. Those are the 2 spots I will see something and be able to shoot. Now, there goes the E-75. I see him. He fires. Come in, look for that shot, and put it right into his lower plate. And because I wasn't lit, and he had just fired, I'm able to sneak attack those 2 doing that. Now this AT-15 moves in. Fortunate that he bounces me. I go ahead and shift my hole. Don't want to get hit by this guy, and I just put out my back edge just enough. He shoots that. I fix it. The reason I don't come back out is the reload on the AT-15 is so fast. Even if I repair the track quickly, I'm probably not going to get out there and get a shot on him. So I'm just going to sit here for a minute. He starts to move. I often take the opportunity when guys start to move to pop out and take the shot, because their dispersion is going to be a little larger, and that just gives you a bit better opportunity to make them miss. For whatever reason, he believes he needs to come face up to the guys down there, and I take him down. And that is through all my gold. Yeah, you can't shoot through those. I don't know why I tried that. I think at the time I couldn't quite remember if those trains could be shot through, but clearly they can't. And now we've got this T-34B sitting right there. But, oh, got into his turret somehow in the angled part and bounced off of that. Now look at the E-75 and the T-34, and look at the rest of the battle. You can see that we're starting to fold in on them here in the southeast, but the west side is definitely pushing them back, and we've got them stuffed into a corner of the map. In my corner of the map, from the micro positioning standpoint, the T-34B and the E-75 have moved into the middle of that courtyard right there, which gives me a bunch of opportunities. Initially I was going to just go, but it hasn't developed quite to there yet, so let's see if we can't put some damage on one of these guys. The E-75 obliges, moves back, and lets me pop him right in the side. And I'll jump behind this building. I am still concerned about artillery. I'm pretty sure they're looking towards the fight over in the west, so I'm not too concerned, but I will, at least initially, hide behind something, kind of a courtesy, already safe maneuver, and then we'll move out. And these guys are really getting surrounded now. They don't have a lot of opportunity to do anything but get hit. He gets hit twice, and he knows he's getting pushed. Actually, you'll see the T-34B starts coming at me. I'm just waiting for my reload. I know I'm going to take a hit. I'm not worried about it if I do, but I'm able to actually get the shot off first. And I kill him. That is a skill that people need to think about, or a situation that people should really think about, because we're winning by miles. And I've seen guys in that situation just keep backing up, and let somebody else kill the tank, and they don't even want to take a hit. You're sitting at 100% hit points, and your team is winning by this much. You might as well get in there, get the shot, and even if you take the hit, who cares? There goes the Schwarzpanzer, and now I'm pushing forward. Another example of things that I often find in games that I'm playing in, I'm almost always the first guy to get somewhere. This is a fast tank, so it goes back to that being a TD medium. I'm able to get up there based on my speed, but you can see that the majority of the guys that went through the town, they're all sitting up on that road sniping. I get close, lock this guy up, take him down. Kind of a natural move to immediately back up, but I was able to resist backing up too much, and I went straight forward again. You'll see that with a lot of players. I do it as well. And you're going to see me completely miss this T-54 I talked about the wonky gun a little bit. I'm going to auto-aim this guy. I've got center of mass, and it just goes right up and over to the right part of his tank. I take a hit, and I'll just back up. Looks like the 251's getting in there, but let's see if I can get in there and get the kill shot on this guy. There we go. Got it that time, and ends up being 4 kills, 3,861 damage. Playing the Scorpion G like it's a medium in an aggressive manner, getting forward, getting shots, making your shots, making your damage, all that good stuff. All right, guys, hope you learned something about the Scorpion G. I hope you like what you saw. If you haven't subscribed, make sure that you do. Check out my Twitch channel. I do stream on occasion. Not as often as I'd like, but on occasion. If you've got a good video, you've got a great game, you got one of the epic medals, you finished one of the harder missions in a personal mission, or you just dished out a lot of damage, go ahead and send the replay to me. Likewise, if you've got something that you think illustrates a point that I have made on Tactics Talk and you use that, send that to me as well and let me know what it is, and we'll take a look there. And finally, if you need some replay analysis, you're having trouble with a tank, or you want some advice, I can do it 2 ways. I can do it by text. I'll just take a look at the video and give you a couple pointers off of the video or off the replay, not necessarily the video. Or I can do it and put it on the channel with a replay analysis, which will be available to everybody to see, and we can do that way as well. So I appreciate y'all tuning in and your support, and as always, we will see you.